Sure, all of you all are ready with your questions. Okay, so now we have got the green signal. That means we can go. So yeah, what I was telling was before we begin with this session, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to His Grace Madhusudan Prabhu Ji because he's taken some time off his busy schedule and he's decided to come here, join this link and come and talk to us. Now, Prabhuji, I must tell you that the English Bhagavad Gita course was a massive hit. So many people registered for the course and so many people are benefited by it too. It has really created a very positive impact on multiple, lives of multiple people. And as soon as one would complete the course, they would instantly receive the certificate. And this session right here is exclusively made for doubt solving. And it is really our best fortune to have you here right in front of us for solving our queries. Now, like in the usual session, I'm not going to call out the question that the people have. Today, they have the liberty to talk to you and ask their questions directly face to face. But I've also created a list of questions that bother me, Prabhuji, about the Bhagavad Gita. And I hope you will not mind answering my questions as well. And you'll give me a chance to express my queries as well. Prabhuji, you're not audible.
Sorry. Hare Krishna Stuti Ji. Thank you so much for inviting us on this platform of Hare Krishna TV. Very grateful to Hare Krishna TV for again giving a chance. And yes, I'm also very happy to be able to become an instrument to do this course for all our viewers. And very happy to know that they got benefited. Very excited to be in this session with all of you. Let's start.
Prabhuji, what would you like the first to happen? Do you want me to ask the questions first, or do you want the viewers to ask their questions first?
As you wish.
Then we'll go with the viewers first, since this is for them.
So we will request all our viewers, those are join us using Zoom link, they can raise their hand so we can choose them one by one. So please, if you have any question, raise your hand. We can take you one by one, please. Stuti ji, you can ask every user to raise their hand.
Okay.
Because if they need to ask something, please raise their hand. Otherwise, you can start with your question. Okay.
Okay. We'll give you a couple of minutes to decide if the viewers, if you are not yet ready with your questions, if you're still jumbled up, I'll start with asking the questions that I have. Maybe by listening to my questions and Prabhuji's answer, you can literally come up with a question. A question might hit your mind. So Prabhuji, the first question that I have here is Bhagavad Gita relevant for us today? What relevance does it hold in today's times?
Thank you for the nice question. Bhagavad Gita has always been relevant because Bhagavad Gita is not a knowledge which is time-based. It's a knowledge which is eternal. Bhagavad Gita does not talk about situations. Bhagavad Gita talks about concepts. Situations change in life. Today I might be in a particular situation, tomorrow in a different situation. My situation might be different from your situation. So Gita is not talking about situations. Of course, Gita is talking about a particular example, the situation of Arjuna, but that is just an example to teach us some concepts of life, right? And life has always been actually the same in the past, in the present, and will be in the future. What has changed is only the external things, but the crisis, the conflicts, the individual problems that people are facing in the past are the same what people are facing in the present, and will be the same what people will be facing in future. Like, to give you an example, did people not suffer from being too much angry in the past?
Yes, they did.
Are people not suffering from too much of anger in the present?
Yes, they are.
And will you not find such people in the future?
Yes, I will.
So Gita addresses all such issues. That's why the knowledge of Gita is always relevant. That is on material platform. Now Gita gives us knowledge on spiritual platform. When you talk about spiritual platform, that is an eternal platform and never changing platform. So that's why that knowledge is always relevant.
Thank you so much for this wonderful answer, Prabhuji, with such a sharp example. I'm really satisfied, and I'm sure the viewers are also. The next question that I have here is, what is the ultimate conclusion of the Gita?
The ultimate conclusion of the Gita is, you first of all know what your position is in the human society, what specific skills, talents, duties you have been sent to this world to do, right? And then you do all those things in a devotional attitude. That is the conclusive teaching of Bhagavad Gita. A person can act out of four inspirations. A person can act out of fear. A person can act out of desire. I want something, I need something. A person can act out of duty, respect. A person can act out of love. So Gita is teaching, if you are a teacher, be a teacher with love for Krishna or God. If you are a husband, then be a good husband with love for Krishna. If you are a child, be a good child with love for Krishna. If you are the prime minister of the nation, be a prime minister, but with love for Krishna. So do your duties in a devotional spirit. That's the conclusive teaching of Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm sure there wouldn't have been a better conclusion or a better answer to this question. I'm highly satisfied, and I'm sure this question is never going to bother me ever again. And if ever somebody asks me this question, your words are exact the same thing I'm going to quote, and of course I will quote your name too. Thank you so much. The next question is, does Gita teach or promote violence?
What is violence?
Hinsa.
I mean, when people say violence, what is violence?
Maybe hurting somebody.
Hurting somebody is violence. Okay. If a doctor is cutting the, cutting the wound of the patient, and that cutting of wound is causing some pain to the patient, will you call it violence?
No.
No. A mother chastising the child, and that's why hurting the heart of the child, but for the child's benefit, will you call it violence?
No.
No. So basically, violence means when I am doing something to someone for which I have no authority, and my intention is to harm that person. Right? Correct?
Please mute
Yeah.
yourself.
Request the host to kindly mute everyone else, please. Okay. So when I'm doing something which is not really my right, or even if it's my right, I'm doing it with the intention of harming someone, right? Which is against the directions given by the scriptures, then it is called violence or unnecessary violence. Gita does not promote unnecessary violence. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna gives a list of good qualities, and one of those qualities is to be non-violent, right? But at the same time, Bhagavad Gita is teaching a king like Arjuna to use violence to protect the innocent people. Now, that cannot be wrong. Okay. Our technical team is doing something different today. Anyway, so that cannot be wrong, right? So Gita does not encourage unnecessary violence. Gita encourages protection. Can't hear you, can't hear you.
I'm so sorry, Prabhuji, and I'm also sorry to my viewers. Okay, so my next question was, what are the three most important lessons, according to you, that we derive from the Gita?
From Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah,
three important lessons.
yes.
Tough question because Gita has so many important lessons. So three important lessons. Okay. So, well, I'll just pick any three because for me, all the lessons given by Bhagavad Gita are very important, you know. But let's pick up three any lessons. So, one lesson which people of these times have to learn very seriously is that we have to be grateful, very, very grateful. We lack gratitude. And in Bhagavad Gita, we can see how Arjuna is not missing a chance to show his gratitude to Lord Krishna. And Sanjaya, at the end of the Bhagavad Gita's message in chapter 18, is not missing his chance to show his gratitude to his spiritual master Vyasadeva. Now, when I say gratitude, what is meant by being grateful? Does being grateful means you did something for me and I told you thank you once and done? That's gratitude. No, gratitude means every day remembering and reminding yourself what good people have done for you in the past. Not saying just thank you, but remembering it every day. That's called gratitude. So we see in Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna is showing that quality, Sanjay is showing that quality. And that's a very important lesson to take away with us.
Sorry to interrupt, Prabhuji, but before you go on with the second lesson, keeping in mind what you just said, is being grateful equivalent to feeling indebted to?
Yes, when you are grateful to someone, then you would also want to do something for that person, right? You have received something, so you would like to give to that person. That's called being grateful. I'll just share an incident. I'm in a small city called Gorakhpur in India. So, so every day one 11-year-old girl, she comes to my room. I have a small altar where I keep my pictures of worship. And she comes and she sits there, goes down, and then she does some chit chat with me, and then she goes away. So today she came and she said, I'm sorry I did not come for Mangalarti. I said, why? Because yesterday I slept late. I said, why did you sleep late? There was some work at home to do. So she's a very nice girl. So I had some sweet with me and I gave it to her that you take this sweet. So she said, can I do something before I eat this sweet? So I said, what? Said, let me clean your room first, then I can take this sweet. So this is actually gratitude. You want to give something in return. Not just I accept and say, I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much. So you feel indebted, which means you want to do something in return. That's called gratitude.
Okay. The other two lessons, Prabhuji?
Other two lessons. Okay. So which one we pick up? Another very important lesson which we have to learn in these times is that I repeat it again and again. We have become too possessive of things and people, right? And because of which, instead of being of service to people, unknowingly we start exploiting them. When you start thinking that you own something, then you start losing its respect for it. You start losing value for it. Like I give you an example. If someone gives you his or her mobile phone and tells you, please take care of it, You'll be very careful that someone has given it to you. It's not your property. You should deal with care. But if it's your own mobile phone, if you are angry someday, you might throw it on the wall. And if someone tells you, Stuti, why did you do that? You'll say, what problem you should have? After all, it's my mobile phone. Isn't it? Correct? It's my phone. Why should you care? It's my phone. I can throw it. I can spoil it. Doesn't matter. What goes on in the conscience is in the psychological part of our system is because it's mine, I have a right to misuse it. Right? So it leads to exploitation. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us, come out of that feeling of something being yours, rather than think that it is Krishna's, God's. So when you know it is Krishna's, you'll be very careful while dealing with that thing. Rather than exploiting it, you will serve it. Right? So that's another very important lesson which Krishna gives for people, leaders especially. So I think that's also a very important lesson. Okay.
One last lesson, Prabhuji.
Our last lesson. Okay, let me think. Our last lesson. Yes, this is a very important lesson. See, there is a saying, don't look at the gift of the lover, look at the love of the giver.
Don't look at the gift of the lover.
Lover, look at the love of the giver.
Oh my God. That's a really very beautiful statement.
So what lesson I want to take from here is Krishna says something very similar in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, I don't want so much from people. If they just give me a small flower, a little water, a leaf, a fruit, I'll be happy. Right? But he says what is important is they should give it to me with love. So he's not looking at the gift of the lover, he's looking at the love of the giver. Little bit, a little becomes a lot when it is given with love. And a lot becomes a little when not given with love. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is teaching us that science, how we can easily love Lord Krishna. It's very easy process. And even if you don't have much to give him, still he will accept it, that love.
I'm amazed by this reply, Prabhuji. I'm so glad I asked this question. Now, before we proceed with our last question, I'd like to make a humble request to our viewers. This session is designed, prepared, and it is running for you. These are the simple questions that I have, but the session is for you. Kindly raise your hand. There's this option at this corner of your screen. You can click on that and you can raise your hand. We cannot unmute all of you at once, and it will create a lot of chaos and disturbance. Please raise your hand and ask all the doubts you have. This is a very rare opportunity. Otherwise, you can only listen to the lectures of Prabhuji. You can only listen to him speaking. But this is like once in a lifetime opportunity. This is my last question, and Prabhuji will hardly take not more than 2 minutes to answer this. So please raise your hands. You take the full advantage of this. So my last question is, Prabhuji, is Bhagavad Gita a moral text or a spiritual text?
Both. Because Bhagavad Gita teaches us at different levels. It is a book which teaches different kinds of people at different levels, different messages. Why so? Because not everyone is at the same level. How can a person who is not moral become spiritual? Because morality is the first step to spirituality. Morality means being human. Spirituality means being divine.
Yeah, exactly.
So how can I become divine without being moral? Not possible, right? So Gita does teach morality. Morality means dutifulness. So Gita talks about dutifulness. But then Gita does not just stay there. Gita goes beyond. After the dutifulness is the spirituality. Right? So Gita is moral book, it is spiritual book, it is religious book, it is scientific book, it talks about life, it talks about relationships, it talks about psychology, it talks about friendship, it talks about many different subject matters.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Do we have any questions here? Yes, I can see few hands here.
Yes. We have many questions. So I will request everyone to on your video so we can take your
Yeah, let
question.
me
Please,
also see all of you, please. I mean, you all have been seeing me.
Sonali ji,
Let us see all
Amitabh
of
ji,
you.
and Jatin ji, please on your video if you want to ask your question. Okay. So I'm taking Sonali ji first. Sonali ji, please on your video.
Mm. I think our host should make more questions meanwhile. Mhm.
So here we have Amitabh ji. Amitabh ji, please ask your question.
We have to allow them to unmute themselves. I think that's the problem. You have to allow them to unmute themselves. Yes, Amitabh ji, your mic is working. Can you please ask a question? We can't hear you.
So I wanted to know how
Prabhuji, can you hear Amit ji? Because we cannot hear Prabhuji. So we
I
can
also
take
cannot.
Sonali or Upenji. They are online.
Okay, let's go to the next person.
Prabhuji, here we have Upenji.
Hare Krishna,
Upen,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Upenji.
Prabhu, actually, I have attended those Gita classes, but I was not able to complete the quiz. So, not sure even this is the right question in this audience, but I wanted to complete that and need little bit time, more time, so I can complete and get certified.
Okay, I have no problem. Right? I have no problem with that. Hare Krishna TV can give you some more time. Please
Okay.
ask me questions related to Bhagavad Gita. For technical questions, you can ask Hare Krishna Television on their contact number, right?
Sure,
Ask me
makes
questions
sense.
from Bhagavad Gita. Or it seems you have no questions. All your questions are finished by attending the course. Now you have no
I
questions
still
left.
have questions, Prabhuji. I still have
Okay,
questions.
I think I should go because already I have associated with ISKCON Mangaluru and I'm from Junagadh, Gujarat. So I'm in level 1 I have completed, but still if I can ask, what next I should go after Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavatam is there, but I mean, please suggest me the journey in the, you know, spiritual things to make me more better and better.
Thank you for your question. You see, though you have studied Bhagavad Gita and you have done level 1, you can definitely go to Srimad Bhagavatam or some other scripture. But what I suggest is that still study Bhagavad Gita again.
Yes, yes, agree.
Because spiritual subject matter is not like material science. You
Yes,
don't understand it on first reading completely.
yes,
And it's not boring also like material subject,
yes, yes,
right?
yes.
So that's why you can study again and again. I have personally studied the whole Gita 14 times,
Hmm,
first page to last page.
hmm.
Um, and I still don't want to give it up. So
Yes.
please study Bhagavad Gita again. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Right?
Agree.
Next
Agree.
time when you read Bhagavad Gita, you'll feel, I never read this page. I don't know from where this page has come in the book because our memory is
Absolutely.
short, no? We don't remember everything. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So please
Absolutely.
study, continue studying Bhagavad Gita and make Bhagavad
Yes.
Gita your lifelong companion. Develop a relationship with Bhagavad Gita,
Yes. Yes. And
right?
other thing which I'm not able to execute, rather I say, class I'm attending and I'm really enjoying because 19th and right now 39th batch is running from that Mangaluru, and yeah, Gujarati speakers are also there. So yeah, in on language I am able to communicate. So that is good, but I'm not able to execute, and I have to, very frankly, yeah, I have to accept like Mangla Aarti in the morning 4:30, then onion garlic. I, by practice, yeah, after since many months I have reduced. Okay, so step by step I am trying to now execute, because whatever written is fine, but practically if we execute in life, but I am not able to complete that. So association is required, and that is the reason even I attended your series and I really enjoyed that, but somehow due to all reason I could not complete, and that is the reason. But yeah, Guruji, I'm really happy. And Hare Krishna TV just request to them, please keep me posted so I can attend whenever I get time, and I will be always open and trying myself to, do this all, like early in the morning 4:30 Mangala Aarti, then attending Bhagavatam class. So I'm little bit behind, but yeah, I
No
will
problem.
give
No
it a
problem. You kindly continue trying and Krishna
yes.
will help you. All right. Thank you so much, Upenji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna, Hare
you.
Krishna.
Let's go to our next person. Who is next, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can I ask
Yes, please.
how to execute this Bhagavad Gita teaching while we are working in the corporate world? I'm finding a
Why?
lot of difficulty
Is
working
your
in the
corporate
corporate world.
world more difficult place than a battlefield?
Not difficult than battlefield. Yes.
Right. Cannot be so difficult, isn't it?
Cannot be so, but yeah, a lot of politics and backbitings, internal politics, bad mentality we are
That is
facing.
there. That is there. But the thing is, first of all, we have to thoroughly understand Bhagavad Gita, right?
Okay.
The concepts. And we should study Bhagavad Gita not in a way that I'm going to use this knowledge now to change the world.
Okay.
We have to use that knowledge to change ourselves,
Okay.
right? Because the world is a muddy place,
Right.
very dirty place, actually.
Right.
But what did Krishna teach to Arjuna? Arjuna, you cannot make this muddy place beautiful, but you can at least become a lotus in that mud, na?
True.
Right? You become a lotus in the mud. That's what Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita. So we
Okay.
have to learn to work on ourselves and make us a lotus,
Okay.
regardless whether it is corporate world or it is some other place, isn't it? So read Bhagavad Gita not as a person who is using it to evaluate others, to judge others, to find their faults. Use it to see where you are lacking
Okay.
and then work on yourself, Suresh, because that's the only thing we can do in this world. I
Right.
cannot change you. You cannot change me, but I can try to change myself and you can try to change yourself.
Okay.
Right? Isn't it correct?
Correct.
So let's read Bhagavad Gita or study Bhagavad Gita in this
Okay.
in this way, and then Bhagavad Gita will become very practical book for us in all situations in life.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh. Where are you from?
Thank you. I'm from Dubai.
You're from Dubai. Oh, nice. I'll be visiting Dubai in October. We'll meet you.
Sure.
If
Please note
possible.
down my number. You message me. I'll
You
meet you
can
definitely.
send the number in the chat box. We'll take.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Anyone else, please? Seema Mataji. Seema Jakatia Mataji. Have to unmute yourself. The host, can you please allow the participants to unmute themselves? It's a request. Or you make me the co-host. Yes, Seema Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Ji, Dandavat Pranam. There are two questions. First question is how to implement BG's teaching in our practical life, especially for a woman who is who has so many responsibilities of grahastha life. And the second question is how we can bless a spiritual master like Arjuna, because we are not at all eligible like Arjun.
Two questions. All right, thank you. First, how can Gita be applied by a lady who has too many household responsibilities to do? Okay. See, I think every good man in this world is busy. Whether it's a housewife or someone else, every good person has a lot of things to do in life, right? Isn't it? Because good people are those who can be depended upon, trusted, and that's why they have many things to do. So that doesn't make anyone's situation more special than others. Actually, it's the situation of all people who are good and want to do things responsibly. Isn't it? Correct? Now, how Bhagavad Gita can be applied in a practical manner? We have to first of all divide our life into roles and responsibilities that we are playing. What are the different hats that we wear? Like, for example, you might be wearing the hat of a mother, hat of a wife, hat of a student, hat of this, hat of that, different hats you're wearing, right? So first of all, identify your roles and responsibilities and then see in each of those roles, what are your duties? And then you find out teachings from Bhagavad Gita, which can help you to execute those duties better. Fine. That's working on the material platform. But whatever we may be doing, whatever hat we are wearing, the underlying consciousness should be, I am doing it for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord Krishna. I am being a good mother. Why? To make Krishna happy. I am being a good wife. Why? To make Krishna happy. I am being a good student. Why? To make Krishna happy. Right? Okay. And second thing is, how can we get a spiritual master like Krishna? Because we are not like Arjuna. So be happy with the spiritual master you have. I mean, who is asking us to become like Arjuna? Let us remain who we are. And whoever we are, accordingly, Krishna has given us someone. Be happy with that person. Isn't it? Because when we will become like Arjuna, then yes, Krishna will also be there for us. But if I have not become like Arjuna, it doesn't mean that I have nothing for me. So let us be happy with what we have and use that as a stepping stone with gratitude so that Krishna gives us a greater favor in future. Okay. So we should learn to be grateful to Krishna. Fine. Wait a second, please, Suresh. We'll come back to you. Can we give someone else a chance before we give chance to you?
No, just I want to say chat box is turned off by the host. Can you just
The
turn on
chat
so I
box
can
is
send it?
turned off by the host. The host
Yeah.
kindly turn on the chat box. Okay, we have some more hands up. I think I have overtaken our host's job. So
No, no,
Stuti ji,
not
you
at all.
also please.
I'm just very happy to see the people appearing right in front of you. And I'm also happy with the questions they're asking, because somewhere or the other, these were the questions I also had working. Of course, I'm not
Okay,
working in a
but I
corporate
can,
world.
but you please pick up the people and then I will take their questions.
Okay,
So
sure,
go
sure.
ahead.
We have
Yes.
somebody right here.
Yeah, we have some hands up, so you can ask. You should.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna
fine.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna
Sonali.
Prabhu.
Yes.
Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, you are audible, Sonali.
Prabhuji, my question is, what does Bhagavad Gita says about love and intercaste marriage?
What does Bhagavad Gita say about?
Love and intercaste marriages.
Intercaste marriage.
Arjuna never asked a question about that.
But the youth basically has, Prabhuji.
Arjuna did not have this problem at that time. So anyway, see, when you are talking about what does Bhagavad Gita say, you should know Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedic teachings. So Bhagavad Gita covers all the subjects, but you'll not find specifically a question like this or a statement like this by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, right? Isn't it? Gita talks about dharma. So now let us look at this subject matter from the perspective of dharma. Now, when you say love or when you say intercaste marriage, so we have to look at this subject matter from the perspective of dharma. Dharma means dutifulness. What is right, what is wrong? What are the rules made by God? Isn't it? Correct? Right?
Yes.
So now when you say intercaste marriage, well, intercaste marriage is not disallowed in the scriptures. We have examples of intercaste marriage. It's there. At the same time, it doesn't mean that because it's intercaste, it will always be good. So the underlying principle is not more which caste. The underlying principle is what is the nature? Right? What is the nature? When the time was not the way we are living now, we are living in Kali Yuga. If you talk about Dwapar Yuga and the times before, you see, when you spoke about caste, the castes were very well defined, and people born in a particular caste had a nature of that caste, which means a man born in a Brahmana family would be actually like a Brahmana, and a woman born in a Brahmana family would be actually like a Brahmana, which means their natures will be compatible. But in Kali Yuga, what is happening is a person born in a Brahmana family may not be like a Brahmana, and a person born in a Kshatriya family may not be Kshatriya. So, two people born in Brahmana family may not have the natures that would match, right? Therefore, in Kali Yuga, you can't really decide much on the basis of caste. You have to really stick to the nature principle. What is their nature? In the prior ages, caste played a very important role because the nature was based on the caste.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? So at present also, caste is not so important. What is important is upbringing. What is important is nature. What is important is their personal taste, their liking and disliking. That is more important. I cannot say more than that because we are not doing a marriage counseling session here. We are doing a Bhagavad Gita talk here. But
Thank you
yes,
so much.
we can get some idea.
I hope
Fine.
you're satisfied with the answer.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
I
course.
also hope so.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Fine.
We have a
Sonali,
list
yes.
of people.
Okay.
Can we have the
Yes.
next question, please?
Who is the next person? Should I choose Realme RMX 3085?
You already have somebody, Prabhuji.
Yeah, his hand is up. Yes, yes. Can you unmute yourself? Realme, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Please, first of all, what is your name? I know it's not Realme. What's your name?
My name is Rahul.
Rahul. Fine. Yes, Rahul. So what's the question?
Yeah, so like, can I say in Hindi or I should say in English itself?
Whichever language you are comfortable. I
Okay.
understand both.
Oh, that's great. तो सर मैं हरे कृष्णा फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं दो तीन क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकता हूँ या एक ही पूछना अलाउड है?
नहीं, आप पूछिए, आपको जितना पूछना है पूछिए.
ये जितना नहीं, दो तीन पूछिए.
जी तो सर मैं मेरे सवाल देने से पहले एक थोड़ा कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देना चाहूंगा. आपको पता होगा कि जैसे जो हमारा एंशिएंट इंडिया था जिसको सोने की चिड़िया भी बोलते थे लाइक काफी टाइम पहले बिकॉज उन्हें कहा जाता कि वो वर्ल्ड के 33% जीडीपी थे लाइक दे वर इंसेनली रिच एंड उस टाइम पे उन लोगों ने ऐसे बहुत सारे स्क्रिप्चर्स लिखे थे जो जो टाइमलेस है which shows that they were so spiritually advanced and for them to be spiritually advanced it is also important कि उनकी health भी अच्छी हो. So they were incredibly healthy. They used to be very profound and at the same time their health used to be very amazing. The point is that they used to be successful in every aspect of life.
Yes.
तो उनकी उनके ऐसा क्या सीक्रेट था कि वो लाइफ के हर एस्पेक्ट में इतने ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल थे जो आज शायद हम नहीं है लाइक आज के टाइम में जो जितने सक्सेसफुल हो गए आप उनके सक्सेस को और एंशिएंट इंडिया के सक्सेस को कंपेयर करो it's like it can't be compared because they were so hugely successful in all aspects of life. तो मैं लाइक आई एम अ यंगस्टर मैं 25 साल का हूँ तो हम ऐसे उनके ऐसे क्या सीक्रेट्स थे जो वो लाइफ के हर एस्पेक्ट में इतने ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल थे कि आज तक कोई इतना अचीव नहीं कर पाया इन ऑल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ देयर लाइफ.
when you मैं हिंदी में जवाब दूं इंग्लिश में?
Which was comfortable.
अच्छा, इसमें मेरे कंफर्ट की बात है. Okay, so I think audience will be more comfortable with English because they are expecting English, right? So now your question was, people in the past were successful in all the areas, and at present it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
See, first of all, whatever observation you have made is not really a very, you can't say it's a very generic observation because it might be case to case. When you say success, success has a different definition for different people. It's not same, right? Isn't it? It's not the same. Like, for example, when you talk about Pandavas, they were living in the forest. They had nothing. But if you read Mahabharata, they're so happy. This is life. We don't want anything else than that, isn't it? But then later on, they became the king of the whole planet. Again, they are very happy. So now, please try to understand, those days are gone. People of those days are very different. Different in what sense? Their understanding of dharma was very high. And the external success is based on how much strictly we follow the rules made by God. The age in which we are living is, first of all, we don't even know what are the rules made by God.
Exactly.
We are not aware, right? Hardly people know what is right, what is wrong. Do they know? They don't know. How will they know? They don't study Gita, they don't study scripture, they don't know. So if they don't follow what God wants, why will they be supported in life? After all, everything comes from God, isn't it? So let's not talk about others because you can't do much for them. As an individual, if you want to know, if you are spiritually living a very nice life, you will be successful in whatever you do. That's what Gita is teaching. The last verse of Gita is what? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatro Vijayosh, right? Right? It says, there is victory. Along with victory, what is there? There is a niti, morality. What is there? There is a shriya, great opulence, and there is extraordinary power. 4 things Krishna says, which means Krishna says there is actually victory, there is fortune, there is morality, there is everything. So if we become a good devotee of Krishna, and because Krishna will be with us, our life will be successful, materially also and spiritually also.
Hmm.
And also your definition of success will change. Fine. Okay. So now that was your first question. Fine. Done.
Yeah.
Second question, please.
So okay, so like the question that I asked you about ancient India, even I asked this on Hare Krishna TV once, and one of the Prabhuji said, "Ki yaar, if you in ancient India, the reason why people used to be so wealthy and they used to be so spiritually advanced is because they're the center point of their life was God. वो भगवान को अपनी life को centric करके life जीते थे, and the fact that they were able to please and be his favorite, that's why वो कुछ भी मांगते थे भगवान को दे देते थे, राइट। वो उनके लाइफ का जो सेंटर था वो भगवान ही थे, राइट। तो जस्ट बिकॉज वो उनकी सेवा में इन्वॉल्व रहते थे, सो गॉड यूज्ड टू गिव देम व्हाटएवर दे वांट। सो व्हाट आर द सीक्रेट्स टू बी द फेवरेट ऑफ कृष्णा एज पर आवर शास्त्रास? ऐसे कौन से सीक्रेट या प्रिंसिपल है जिनको फॉलो करके वी बिकम द फेवरेट्स ऑफ कृष्णा, ताकि हम हर लाइक वी कैन बी द बेस्ट इन एवरीथिंग?
When you say you can be the best in everything, let's say someone becomes more favorite to Krishna, then your best position will go away. No? Correct, isn't it? Right. So what I will say is that don't have this desire to be the best in everything, because you can never be the best in everything. We'll always have people who are better than others, better than us. Always we'll find people, right? If we have this desire to be best in everything, we may end up living a very frustrated life, because you'll always find someone better than you. Isn't it? Correct? Right? Isn't it? So let us do whatever Krishna has already given you, utilize that to your best of abilities in a very, very grateful manner. That is the key to happiness. That is the key to success. Whatever we can handle that God has given us, now let us handle that with gratitude. That is the success of life. Okay, so how do we become dear to Krishna? By following the instructions that Krishna has given in Bhagavad Gita. What does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? Man mana bhav mad bhakto mad yaji mam namastu. You think of me, you worship me, you bow down to me, you become my devotee. When you do that, you become dear to Krishna. All right? And as you can become dear to Krishna, someone else can also become dear to Krishna. There's no problem in that, isn't it? Why should I have a problem? Krishna can handle many people together. So let us become dear and be happy with that. And then we'll be successful. Our life will be successful. Fine. Okay, now I think we'll take some other question. We'll come back to you if we get time. Rahul, right? So let's give chance to someone else also. But we'll come back to you. We have so many hands up. So let us do justice to them too. Tanuja ji, you have your hand up. We'll be so happy if you can turn on your video camera. Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
My question is, I have been teaching little kids how to sing Bhagavad Gita, but
Okay.
my point is how to use stories and explain it in, may not be like how beautifully you do to us, but at least somewhere little where they get interested, or with stories, because that's what I find very difficult when kids want stories and I have to put some point in there from the shlokas. Each shloka is giving us so much of knowledge. So how do we do that, or any reference, any source, or any classes that you take where I could attend?
See, Bhagavad Gita, you can teach to kids through stories. That's a very brilliant idea. For you to be able to do that, you will have to first find what is the need of a child.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you know the need, then you will be able to look for the required content, the story. Isn't
Okay.
it? Because when I'm just giving you a principle as a teacher or as a presenter, what is not just important that what you want to present. What is also important is what is the other person looking for.
Okay.
So now you want to give Gita, but what is that child looking for?
Hmm.
That also you have to understand as a teacher or as a presenter. You're getting the point? Yeah. So now,
Yes.
first of all, you have to know the need of a child, of children. What is their need? Once you know
Okay.
that need, then you will be able to find out what is in Bhagavad Gita for that need.
All right.
And then Bhagavad Gita becomes relevant for them. Otherwise, they will say, Tanuja ji, please don't bore us. We don't want to know all this stuff. Correct?
Yes.
Isn't it? So you find their need, and then you see what is in Gita for them, and then you present it to them. Gita will be very interesting to them. Not just not just stories, even concepts will be very, very interesting to them.
Sorry.
You remember, you did the Gita diploma course with us, right? So when we did it in last time in Hindi, I was talking about the three modes, and we did the guna test. If you are in this, then you're in sattva guna. If you're in this, then you're rajaguna. If you're in tama guna, right? So my sister, elder sister, she has a daughter. She is now 10 years old, 11 years old. So that time maybe she was 8 years old. So she was watching that session online. So after that, she was feeling a little sleepy. So she told her mother, I am now entering into Tamaguna. because that's what she heard in the session, that when you are in Tamaguna, you feel sleepy. So when the subject is presented in a relevant manner, anyone will enjoy. It doesn't have to be just stories. It has to be what do they need, right?
Okay.
So you find it out. Then you present Bhagavad Gita, it will be interesting for children.
Okay. I'll try that, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Please try. It needs little hard work. It needs little hard work, right? So please try that. Okay. Wish you all the best. It's a very good job to teach the kids, because kids are our future. And I always say, we spoiled our life because we did not get Gita as a child. Let's not have the same thing happen to these kids. Let them get Gita at their age, correct? So that they can make much better use of it. So doing a good job. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Prabhuji.
much, Tanuja ji. I'm sure you're satisfied with the answer.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
On to the next question.
Yes. Next question. Kirtana. Kirtana. Please turn on your video camera.
Prabhuji, we
Kirtana.
need to ask them to start their video, because if they will
Yeah.
not start their video, we'll not able to put them.
Spotlight them. Yeah. Yeah, Kirtana ji, you please put on your video camera. Hare Krishna TV viewers want to see you. She is visible now. Can you please spotlight her? You can
Prabhuji,
raise your hand.
she is.
That's
I think
Tanuja Mataji.
she has not raised
Yeah,
her
Kirtana
hand,
ji, please raise your hand also.
because I'm not able
Yeah,
to see Mataji.
if you look at the participant list, Prabhu, just look at K. It's there in the list K. Go to K, and
Okay.
in K there is Kirtana. K-E-E-R-T.
Yeah, I can see Mataji now. Kirtanana. Okay.
Yes, we located you.
Ask to start video. Mataji, please start your video.
Her video is on. It is showing her video is on.
Okay, one second.
Kirtanam. K-E-E. Yes, she's talking now.
1 second.
Prabhu, I have a question. Actually, like I am a government aspirant as such, and I'm unable to do the Japmala, and I have like 2 to 3 questions today. If it's okay with you?
All right. Can you speak little loudly, Kirtana Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Read out the question for you, Prabhuji. I can hear that properly.
Prabhuji, actually, I have a question on like, can we chant the Vishnu Sahasranam like Hamesha, like kabhi bhi?
Can we chant the Vishnu Sahasranam anytime during the day?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, anytime is okay. No problem.
Prabhuji, and like I am unable to do the Japmala. Like I used to do at least 2 times a day, but now I'm not able to do it even 2 times. So what should I do?
Start doing it.
She's facing difficulty in doing that. Mental difficulty?
No, ma'am. Sorry, Mataji, actually, I don't have like time. बहुत कम मिल रहा है. As an aspirant of the government, एग्जाम पे एग्जाम हो रहे हैं अभी, तो बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है.
Time कम है माताजी, ये तो सबकी समस्या है. Everyone has the same problem, no time. But we have to make out time, no? Because there are exams in life, but there's some very important exam in life. And that exam comes as a surprise test.
There.
No intimation is given, isn't it? So we have to set priorities in life. Never make anything more important than God in your life or Krishna in your life. Have some time for him. Isn't it? We should not be so busy. Why think that I have 24 hours? Why not think I just have 22 hours? Because 2 hours are already reserved for Krishna.
Yes,
Why not do that?
Prabhuji, I'll try it. And when I was like chanting the Japmala, I was able to control my anger. But now I'm unable to control my anger as such. Even for the
Yeah.
small things, like I just want to like, scold or scream.
Correct. So that's the reaction. Because you are not doing the right thing, so then you are getting a reaction for it. So you should take it as a signal that I must change now. Okay.
And
Fine.
Prabhuji, how to control the anger even more? Because
By chanting your japa, anger will get controlled.
okay,
You start doing that. You start doing that first, right?
Yes.
So when we do the right thing, we will not be angry. Why are we angry? Because we are frustrated. Why are we frustrated? Because we are not doing what we are supposed to do. So when you start doing what you're supposed to do, your frustration will not be there. So you'll be happy, you'll not get angry. You know you should be chanting, but you're not chanting. That makes you angry.
Yes,
You may not know it, right? So that's why you first start chanting. So you'll be satisfied. You'll be satisfied. Then you'll not be angry, right? And if you still get anger, then in the next session, you can ask this question. Now I'm chanting and still I'm angry. So now what I should do? Then the other devotee will say, now you chant 4 rounds instead of 2 rounds. You increase your chanting.
And Prabhuji, you said about the Gana calculator, like what type of Gana I have, the Tamas one. So actually I have Tamo Gana. So how could I serve Krishna?
How can one
Right.
serve Krishna in the mode of ignorance?
No, Mataji, I'm having the Tamo Guna.
Tamogun, okay.
So how can I chant the name of Krishna?
How?
Prabhuji, she's asking, she knows that she is in Tamogun right now. But while she is in Tamogun, how can she chant the names of Lord Hari? How can she chant the names of Krishna while she is in Tamogun?
the name of Krishna is very purifying in nature, but we also have to chant it in a particular quality. You know? When you take Krishna's name, two things matters, the quantity and the quality. Fine. So if I'm not chanting with the proper understanding, then the result of chanting the name will also not be proper, the thing that I expect. First thing. Second thing, how to come out of tamoguna? You have to do many things. It's not that only chanting will help. We have to also take some practical steps to change our lifestyle in a certain manner. If I'm not eating the right kind of food, I'm not sleeping in the right manner, I'm not wearing proper kind of clothes, I'm not associating with the right kind of people, that will also add to tamoguna, no?
Yes,
Now, let's say your window is open, your door is open, the ventilation is open, and from everywhere dust is coming inside. And you are brooming. So, yes, after you broom, it will be clean for some time, but then what will happen after some time? Again, more dust will be inside because the window is open, the door is open, the ventilator is open. Right? Similarly, we clean our heart by chanting Hare Krishna. But by doing the other things which are wrong, our heart again becomes full of dust.
Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So now you see, you are chanting 0 rounds. Correct.
Prabhu.
Right? Which means 24 hours, dust is coming inside. Now, when you chant 2 rounds, that takes maybe 15 minutes.
Yes,
But
Prabhu.
still 23 hours, 45 minutes, dust is coming inside. Are you able to understand mathematics? Right? So that's the problem. Okay. All right. Thank you, Keertanaji. So next, whom should we take? Our Ram Kumar ji, please. You can come on board.
Can you hear me, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I will
Okay.
read out the question.
Yeah. So Prabhuji, my concern is like how you can balance like a material life with like a spiritual life. As per Gita, like we have to more focus on Krishna rather than our family members. But it's like in material life is difficult. If you're not for your wife and your children, it will be difficult. So how you can balance both? So it will like a spiritual life is also successful and like material life, what of responsibility we have, so we will also fulfill that responsibility.
Okay. So the core of everything that Ram Kumar ji said was how to balance material life and
Balance
spiritual life.
and
And what is that secret that we can use and implement and be successful in both. But I'd like to point out this one thing that Ram Kumar ji said. He said that in the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna says that one should give more importance to Krishna than his family members. I hope I'm not wrong. This is what you said, right?
yes, yeah,
Please enlighten us on this question, Prabhuji.
A problem with family members?
He said that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said that one has to consider Krishna more important than his respective family members.
More respect.
More importance, Prabhuji. Like I have to consider Krishna more important than my family members.
but they're
Yes.
also I'm saying like expecting the more focus. Like if you're not focused on family member, they are like not happy. So how you can balance? Because spiritual is more important for me, but for family member they need also attention.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you. Now, you see, we have to deal with maturity in a sense. You have to find out what time of the day you have to give to Krishna, what time of the day you have to give to your family members. To give you an example, let's say, I'm not talking about you as a person individually, I'm talking about in general someone. Okay. Now someone has a child, and that child has immediately just gotten up. And that child wants father's attention or mother's attention. And the mother says or father says, uh, beta, you wait. I have to chant some japa now. I'll take care of you a little later. Now, that kind of dealing will definitely make that child feel not so important or cared for. Right? Isn't it? Correct?
Yeah.
So if you are a mature person, what you will do? Oh, if I have to chant, let me wake up much before my child wakes up. And then chant my japa, so that when my child wakes up and he needs me or she needs me, I am available. Right, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, if we do that, why will the child have any problem with my being a devotee or giving so much respect or attention to Krishna? Will not have a problem. So we have to fulfill our responsibilities in a sensitive manner. Sensitive. That means you have to always keep others' happiness before your happiness.
Okay.
That's what people have to become like. If they really want to do something good for others, the problem comes is whenever we start looking for our happiness before others' happiness. And I'm honestly expressing this in front of you. Today's family life situation is so bad. The husband is always looking for his own happiness. The wife is looking for his own happiness. The children are always looking for their own happiness. But they never consider, why not consider the happiness of the other family members before our happiness? And that's why there's so much of pushing and pulling and right? Tug of war is always going on. I want to win. No, I want to win. No, I want to win. Isn't it correct? Yeah, so we have to change our approach. We have to change our way of dealing.
In other ways, Prabhuji, like other person wants to act like him, like they do not like Krishna. They'll expect, no, you also do not like to Krishna. Like they want to become like this only. This is also a challenge I can see.
That's okay, no? So you deal with them accordingly. Not everyone will like Krishna to the extent you like. Some will like more than you, some will like as you, some will not like as you like. So we have to understand how they are and accordingly deal with them. Right?
Other question, Prabhuji, like do you need like in like family life, like if you are giving only 1 hour, so it will fulfill our spiritual means like whatever like we get human being, so it will fulfill our ambition of that human being. We have to become saint, then we have to do the more chanting and more puja, then it will fulfill our spiritual goal.
I did not really understand. Are you asking, should we give just 1 hour every day? That's what you're asking?
No, Prabhuji. He's
No,
trying
miss,
to
I
tell
mean,
you that he gets only 1 hour out of his daily schedule. So is 1 hour enough for spiritual advancement, or is he supposed to become a saint like you and chant more and do some austerity in order to reach his spiritual goal? Is 1 hour enough? Because that's all he gets.
The first thing is that don't become like me. I'm not that good. You don't have to become like me. Right? So that's not the right decision for anyone to do. We don't have to become like someone else. Our situation is everyone's situation is very unique. In our own situation, we have to learn to love Krishna. Right? Now, when you say 1 hour, whether it's for you, whether it's for me, whether it's for our Stuti ji or anyone else, we have to learn to love Krishna 24 hours.
Okay.
Not 1 hour.
Well, okay. While doing work also, you can love
Of
Krishna and remember
course.
Krishna. Okay.
Yeah.
That way
Arjuna
also.
was fighting, no? And he was remembering Krishna.
Okay.
So we have to give 24 hours to Krishna. Krishna is very demanding in nature.
Mhm.
He cannot be happy with just 1 hour,
Okay.
right? That's how. That's
Yes.
for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you are a brahmachari, grihastha, man, woman. That's not so important. Okay,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
No,
Yeah.
no part-time spirituality, full-time
Okay.
spirituality for
Full
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether you are sent or whether, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank
We
you.
hope
That's it from my side.
that you do not face these challenges henceforth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 4 more hands up. Sushma ji, can you please turn on your video camera?
Yes.
Happy to see you. Can she be spotlighted? Yeah, she is. Please unmute yourself.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna.
मैंने अभी आपका डिप्लोमा क्लास जो हुआ था अभी किया है, लेकिन मेरे मन में एक सवाल है कि हाउ टू कंट्रोल द माइंड इन द मेडिटेशन आल्सो एंड इन द सपोज लाइव क्लास हो रहा है कोई भी, तो लाइव क्लास में भी कैसे पूरा मन को पूरा एकाग्र करना है, ये आप बता सकते हो प्लीज?
This is the common problem of daydreaming.
Daydreaming? Daydreaming? No, it may not be daydreaming. Mind is not steady, right? It's not on one thing. It just jumps from one thing to another thing, isn't it? Correct?
Yeah.
That is the problem, है ना? मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, इंग्लिश में बोलूं, सुषमा जी?
नहीं, हिंदी में भी ठीक है। आप
नहीं, आपके लिए क्या ठीक है, ये बोलिए ना, हिंदी या
नहीं,
इंग्लिश?
हिंदी के लिए हिंदी में अच्छा है प्रभु जी।
हिंदी में अच्छा है, ठीक है, हिंदी में अच्छा, हिंदी में बोलेंगे। तो देखिए, मन का स्वभाव है कि वो चंचल है। अब उस चंचलता को हम या तो बढ़ावा दे सकते हैं या उसको कम कर सकते हैं। वो कैसे होता है? वो हमारे आदतों के द्वारा होता है। हम कैसे अपना जीवन जीते हैं, है ना? ऐसा नहीं कि चलो ये मंत्र पढ़ेंगे अपने आप मन का चंचलता चला जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है। सो यू हैव टू, आपको बदलना होगा, अपने पूरे जीवन के तरीकों को बदलना होगा, प्रिंसिपल्स अपनाने होंगे। क्या प्रिंसिपल्स हैं? जैसे फर्स्ट फॉर एग्जांपल, अभी हम जब कर रहे हैं तो हम मन को समझाएंगे, भाई अब इसी पे ध्यान दो और कहीं मत जाओ, इसी को करने की कोशिश करो, गिव योर 100% टू दिस ओनली, इसी पे अपना पूरा ध्यान केंद्रित करो। मुश्किल है, लेकिन आपको वो कोशिश करनी होगी, एफर्ट डालने पड़ेंगे, है ना? उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? मैं एक सिंपल टिप देना चाहता हूँ सभी को कि 24 घंटे में से कुछ ऐसा समय निकालिए जहां आपने अपने चारों तरफ के डिस्ट्रैक्शन को खत्म कर दिया। उससे क्या है, मन को एकाग्र करना आसान हो जाता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अभी आपका मन आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है, सामने लैपटॉप भी रखा है, मोबाइल फोन भी रखा है, फिर आपके बच्चे का बच्चा भी बैठा है, वो खिलौने के साथ खेल रहा है, टेलीविजन भी चल रही है ना? किचन में कुकिंग हो रहा है, आप वहां बैठे बैठे उसको भी ओवरसी कर रहे हो। तो जब हम 5 काम ऐसा करेंगे तो कैसे मन एक चीज में अपना ध्यान लगा पाएगा? नहीं लगा पाएगा। करेक्ट? तो हमको क्या करना होगा, दिन में कुछ समय निकालना होगा जब हम ऐसे स्थान में हैं जहाँ पे डिस्ट्रैक्शन इज मिनिमम और हम जो करना चाह रहे हैं हम बस वही कर सकते हैं। जैसे मैं आपको अपना एग्जांपल देता हूँ, मैं जब भी भगवान का नाम जप करता हूँ, मैं मोबाइल फोन अपने साथ कभी नहीं रखता। क्योंकि वो कब बजेगा वो तो मेरी हाथ की बात है नहीं, वो तो कभी भी बज सकता है ना? करेक्ट? तो इससे अच्छा है उसको दूरी रखा जाए, भाई तुम बजो लेकिन हमको पता भी ना चले। तो उसी प्रकार से जो प्रैक्टिकल डिस्ट्रैक्शंस होते हैं हमको एक दूर रखने चाहिए, दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, है ना? फिर हम मन को थोड़ा सा एकाग्र कर पाते हैं, और ये समय के साथ में होता है। मन को एकाग्र करने के लिए हम ज्यादा मेहनत करेंगे उससे सफलता नहीं मिलेगी। वास्तविकता में हमें भगवान की सहायता लेनी होगी। हम भगवान की भक्ति करेंगे तो भगवान फिर हमारे मन को कंट्रोल करें।
Okay.
ठीक है।
हाँ, और प्रभु जी, मेरा और एक क्वेश्चन था कि जब कोई हमारे बहुत अपने लोग हमें मतलब छोड़कर इस दुनिया से चले जाते हैं, तो क्या हमें उनको हमेशा याद करना चाहिए या नहीं करना नहीं चाहिए, ऐसे मतलब ये?
अपने छोड़ के चले जाते हैं मतलब क्या, दूर चले जाते हैं,
हाँ,
उन्होंने
नहीं
शरीर?
मतलब जैसे जैसे अपने माँ बाबा है, जैसे
अच्छा,
अपने कोई
मतलब
बहुत ऐसे कोई,
उनका देहांतर हो गया, ये
हाँ
पूछ रहे हैं?
देहांत, या तो कोई कोई कम एज वाला है, तो ऐसे भी अगर होता है तो
कम
क्या
एज
हमें?
का हो, ज्यादा एज का हो, कोई भी
हाँ
जो अपना करीब
हाँ
का
हाँ,
है, निकट का है,
अपना
राइट
करीब
ये।
का है, हाँ। तो
कभी कभी तो याद आ जाएगी आपको, वो स्वाभाविक बात है, कभी कभी तो याद आएगी। वो
हाँ,
उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है, क्योंकि आप उस व्यक्ति के साथ कुछ रिलेशनशिप था आपका, तो उस व्यक्ति की याद आपको आ सकती है ना? उस याद को आना में कुछ बुरा नहीं है, अगर आप उस रिलेशनशिप को सही पर्सपेक्टिव से देखते हो। कोई भी रिलेशनशिप को किस पर्सपेक्टिव से हमें देखना चाहिए, कि वो व्यक्ति हमारा होने से पहले वो व्यक्ति भगवान का है ना? अगर हम इस पर्सपेक्टिव से देखेंगे, वो स्पिरिचुअल रिलेशनशिप हो जाएगा। और हम इस पर्सपेक्टिव से देखेंगे, वो व्यक्ति हमारा है, बाद में भगवान का है, तो मटेरियल रिलेशनशिप हो जाएगा। इसलिए जो चले गए और जो नहीं गए, है ना, वो दोनों के लिए सेम प्रिंसिपल अप्लाई होता है, कि उनको भगवान का पहले समझो। फिर अगर आप उनका चिंतन स्मरण भी कर रहे हो, उसका पर्पस और गोल अलग हो जाएगा। अदरवाइज फिर वो चिंतन मटेरियल भौतिक स्तर पर रहेगा, जिससे हमको फिर मटेरियल रिजल्ट ही मिलेगा, स्पिरिचुअल रिजल्ट कुछ नहीं मिल पाएगा, है ना? ठीक है, ओके। लेकिन बहुत चिंतन नहीं करना चाहिए, अपनी लगाव को, आसक्ति को जो प्रेजेंट में है उसमें डालना चाहिए। जो प्रेजेंट में है, प्रेजेंट में क्या है? प्रेजेंट में ये हमारा जीवन है, इस जीवन के द्वारा हमको कुछ करना है, उस पर ध्यान देना चाहिए, है ना? ओके, थैंक यू सुषमा जी।
प्रभु जी।
ये हाथ तो ऊपर बढ़ते जा रहे हैं। रोहित खंडेलवाल जी, कानपुर। रोहित खंडेलवाल जी, यस, आप अनम्यूट कीजिए अपने आप को।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा।
Prabhuji, while going through chapter number 2, there was in these purports, the Bhakti Yoga and Buddhi Yoga, they are treated as same, but sometimes they are mentioned as different. So I just want to know what is the difference between Bhakti Yoga and Buddhi Yoga, and how does they differ from Jnana Yoga and Sankhya Yoga?
Very technical question. So what is the difference between Bhakti Yoga and Buddhi Yoga? How they differ from Jnana Yoga and Sankhya Yoga? So Buddhi Yoga means yoga of attitude.
Okay.
Okay. So Bhakti Yoga can be a subset of Buddhi Yoga. Subset means when there is an attitude of love, it is called Bhakti Yoga. General term is Buddhi Yoga.
But Prabhuji, pinnacle of the rungs of the ladder is Bhakti Yoga only, no? So
That
how?
Bhakti Yoga can also be called as Buddhi Yoga. Because you see, when you say definition means on what basis, on what context are you making that definition? But Bhakti is also a kind of attitude. So technically, it's not wrong if you call Bhakti Yoga as Buddhi Yoga.
Okay.
Right? Now, when you say about Jnana Yoga and Sankhya Yoga, what is the difference? Jnana Yoga is a part of Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means analysis, analyze, to analyze. That's called Sankhya. So Jnana Yoga is a part of Sankhya Yoga where you're doing analysis of separating the matter from the spirit. Fine?
Okay. Sometimes it is said the difference, the analysis of the difference between body and soul is called as Jnana Yoga.
Yeah, matter and spirit. Body is
And the
matter,
same thing
soul is spirit.
they are explaining somewhere as Sankhya Yoga also. That is also
Yes,
analysis.
yes, that is a specific example of Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga can also mean understanding the difference between the spirit and the super soul, the supreme spirit. Because Sankhya means analysis. It can be any analysis. Now, when you say chemistry, chemistry is also Sankhya.
Okay.
How? How is hydrogen different from helium? How is helium different from oxygen? How is oxygen different from carbon? Analysis, na? So that is
Yeah.
also called Sankhya.
Okay. Is it not a speculative knowledge of Brahman and something?
That is also a part of it. I mean, Brahman, understanding Brahman means what? Trying to understand spirit, Atma, Atma Tattva.
Okay.
Fine. Okay.
Right, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Four
hope
hands
this
up again.
satisfies Rohit ji.
All right. It's always four hands up again. How much time we have for this session? Because it's 9:40 now. And
Prabhuji, means like we have means like 9:40. It's depend on you, bro. What time you want to finish it? Prabhu. Because this question will keep coming, bro.
questions will keep coming. Yeah, people will keep joining and people will keep asking questions. So
So,
questions will
Prabhu,
keep
you
coming.
decide how many questions we can have.
Actually, it's already late now, 9:40.
You tell me because you
And
have to wake up early morning for Mangla Aarti. So let us know, Prabhuji, how many question we have.
everyone should wake up, not just me. Everyone should wake up. But yes, I have to wake up even earlier than that. And I'm so sorry, maybe I'll not be able to take all of your questions.
So
Let's just do this. Let's take these four questions who have their hands up, and then we can not take the remaining other questions. These people have done a lot of exercise keeping their hands up for a long time. So let us take their question, and we'll not delay it much because our host is also sitting idle and
No,
maybe
no,
getting a
Prabhuji.
little
Please don't mistake me that way. I'm
uh,
making the most of my time sitting idle here.
Prabhu,
so
I will request everyone. iPhone, Beena, Ram. I think we took Ram Kumar Prabhuji's question.
This
He
is not.
raised
Yeah.
he raised his hand again.
Huh.
So iPhone, Beena ji and Ramesh ji, please on your video. Yeah. So Ramesh ji on. We are happy to see Ramesh ji on video.
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Ji, Danvat Pranam. My question is, I mean, when someone commits suicide in a family, how should you handle that situation? And what is the destination of the soul of that person, as per Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu?
destination of whom?
The person
Of the
who
soul of that, the person
Who's
who committed
committed
suicide.
suicide. See, actually, committing suicide is not the right kind of death, right? Why it's not the right kind of death? Because it's not a natural way of dying. Hmm? You are ending your life much before you would have left, much before that. So what happens is to someone who commits suicide, that person is seen as an ungrateful person. Why ungrateful? Life is a gift. You are being given a gift to live. Now you got such a valuable gift and then you kind of discard it in the trash can. I don't want it. So what is done with that person is then kept away from that opportunity for some time. You don't have a value for it. Okay, you're not going to get it soon.
Hmm.
So people who commit suicide, then they have to wait for some time before getting another body. Then they have to live without a body, which is very painful situation. So they don't have a very good destination. I mean, it takes time. Some people may even take hundreds of years before they get a different body. So suicide is very bad. Very bad. Very good. Okay.
You got your answer, Rameshji.
Rameshji, yeah, you got your answer?
Yeah,
but
so
if we know someone who has committed it and all that, we can always pray for such a person. You know, we can do things to help that person. That's a different thing, yes. Right? We can do that.
So Prabhu, does being a devotee of Krishna help? You do your rounds and you're on the path of Krishna consciousness. Does that help the soul of the person who committed suicide?
Yeah, you can pray.
No, Prabhuji. He's saying what happens when a Krishna devotee commits suicide.
Oh, Krishna devotee commits suicide.
No, Mataji. Sorry, I meant like if you are a Krishna devotee, does that help the soul of the person who committed suicide? To find the path, to find the next body.
I'm not able to really understand what exactly you're saying.
Prabhuji,
It's
he's
not
asking if I am a Krishna devotee and I know somebody who's committed suicide. So how can I help that person? Or does me being Krishna consciousness help that person or help that soul, to be very specific, who's committed suicide?
Thank you.
any person who has a relationship with us, whether you are a devotee or not a devotee, you can help that person in a subtle manner. Why? Because your karma is connected to that person's karma. Right?
Okay.
So if I pray for that person will be benefited. If I do some austerity for that person will be benefited. Getting it? Isn't it? So we can pray for that person. We can do some religious ceremonies for that person. That's okay, not an issue. However, at the same time, we should know we may do all that and still Krishna may choose not to help that person. Because Krishna knows better than us what does that person need.
Right.
Isn't it? After all,
Yeah.
he is more caring than us. He knows much better what does that person need, right? So we can do that out of some sentiments, some kind of feelings, but we then should not become obsessed because I want that person's well-being, it should happen.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Okay. iPhone G.
Last
Mataji.
two questions, Prabhuji.
Last question.
The last two questions.
We have 3 hands up.
But one of them is Ram Kumar, no?
One is Ram Kumar, one is Beena, and one is iPhone. Yes, iPhone. Mataji, you have to unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is, when you are doing your duties religiously and you don't have any enmity with anyone, but people are taking you for granted and continuously hurting you by making false stories, and then they are spoiling the atmospheres. So in this situation, how we can execute this Bhagavad Gita in our life?
Spoiling your situation.
Pardon?
Spoiling your situation.
Probably creating disturbances in the path of bhakti.
Yeah. So these disturbances also, there are regional nature, and then this, sometimes it affects our nature. So in this situation, how we should come out of this and how we can execute Bhagavad Gita?
Mataji, it depends on exactly what is the specific situation, you know,
If
because
someone, Mhm.
you see, what we say as a problem sometimes is not always a problem.
Mhm.
It is our own mind which has started seeing it as a problem, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Or we don't know the solution for that problem. That's why we are seeing it as a problem. It's not really a problem.
Mhm.
So it depends on exactly what is going around in your life, what is happening, what
Like
exactly.
what happens in the family, or you are in a, like in office. So
Hmm.
if you are doing your duties honestly, but some people they don't like, means you should not do it honestly, you should follow them if they are uh, so this way.
Office.
Mhm.
Uh, well, we have to be practical also.
Mm.
See what kind of people they are and then deal accordingly.
Mhm.
Hmm? You can't always deal the same with everyone.
Mm.
Sometimes you have to become humble, and that means you keep quiet. Sometimes you are humble, but you have to voice out, speak, speak out. Sometimes we can tolerate, sometimes you should not tolerate.
Mhm.
So it depends on situation, depends on person. There's no one-stop solution. Basically.
Mm.
It depends. You have to judge based on who that person is. What is your relationship with that person? What exactly is the situation? How much is it
Mhm.
affecting you? If it's not
Mhm.
affecting you much, then leave it. Is it affecting too much? Then how much? Can it be solved? Can it not be solved? At what cost you can solve it? So there are so many things to consider. Therefore, I cannot, whenever people ask me such very generic questions, I fall short of answers because I can't do a justice to their question. I can tell do this, do this, do this, but it will not solve your problem.
Mhm.
I have to know a specific situation. What exactly is it? Then I can tell, okay, yes, in your situation, you should be doing this. That may help you, right?
Okay, in general, I'm asking in general. Um,
In general, I
yeah,
would say
in
so the
general, it
needful.
happens like some people they are doing their duties religiously, but other people they are taking them for granted, and then this way the situation means becomes more like worse. They spoil the atmosphere also this way. So that in that situation, how we can like come out of this situation?
If you can change it, change it.
Mhm.
If you can't change it, you leave it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Two
Okay.
things. Either you
Yes.
change or you leave,
Mhm.
or else the situation will change you,
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So you change them or you leave. Mm. Or you
Okay.
plan to
Mhm.
leave after a
Mhm.
certain time or whatever it is.
We'll hope and
Yes,
pray all the
Okay.
challenges
Yes.
in your way go away.
yes. So you asked a generic question, I give you a generic answer, Mataji. Next, we have two hands up. Beena ji and Ram Kumar ji, both of you, can you please turn on your video camera and we can have you for question. Yes, let's ask Beena ji first. Can we spotlight her? Beena ji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have one question. I have always reading Ramcharitmanas, Vishnu Sahasranam, Srimad Bhagavatam, all these things, all the rituals I am doing. But still, I am not controlling my anger. How I will control my anger? Because I am the head of the family. So every time when some person make me anger, or they are not following the etiquettes. So always frequently I angry with them.
Do you want me to repeat the question, Prabhuji?
No. See, what you do, that doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing it, that doesn't matter. Because what we are doing, how we are doing, that's more important. I might be chanting Hanuman Chalisa not once, let's say 20 times a day or 100 times a day. That's a different thing. First of all, we have to identify first of all, we have to, Vinaji, let me complete, please. First of all, we have to identify our root problems. What are the root problems? Our root problems is that we have decided to not be obedient to Krishna's instructions or God's instructions. That is the root cause of all kinds of problems. Right? Until unless I make up my mind that I really, really want to change, that change will not come. So let's not think about solving petty problems. Let us think about solving this main problem. Then petty problems will get solved. What is the main problem? The main problem is I'm not willing to become a good devotee of Krishna. That's the main problem. If I decide to become a good devotee of Krishna, then anger, lust, greed, everything will go away. Everything will go away. You know, that should be the goal, the main goal. And these things take time to go away because they have been our companions for a long, long time. And they don't want to leave us so soon. उनको आदत पड़ गई ना हमारी आदत हो गई. They are now used to us. So they don't want to leave us soon. It will take some time. With time it will go. We have to just patiently execute our sadhana. Right? And sadhana is executed under guidance of a guru. Not that I like to do this, I'll do this. I like to chant that, I'll chant that. No, you do sadhana under the guidance of a proper guru, spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. Like get associated with institute like ISKCON, find good association there, and start following a particular lifestyle based on the teachings given. Then you'll see slowly, you'll be able to overcome so many problems in your life. And then you don't have to tell yourself that you have changed. People around you will say, "Oh, Mataji, you changed so much."
Yeah.
I'll tell you one story. Of course, I'm not boasting, but I'll tell you one incident which I always share with people. Earlier I used to also spend some time teaching to kids. So I used to go to their home, take tuitions. So once I was in Goregaon area, it's in Mumbai, and I was going to one family to teach 3 kids, 2 girls and 1 boy. And they were in standard 10, 9 or 10. So they were 15, 16 years old, very naughty. Of course, one of them was very, very cute and silent, but 2 were very naughty. So this boy was so arrogant. He was like, I know so much. I know more than the teacher also. So many times he would make fun and pull legs and do all that. And he would not so much be obedient to me. But it's okay. Different kinds of kids are there. I will tolerate them. So one day I was just sitting there and observing them do their homework. So he just turned, looked straight into my eyes. And he was not flattering because he was not that kind of child. He was not doing anything. He just looked into my eyes and he asked me a question. You won't believe what the question was. You know what was his question? His question was, "Sir, how can you be so calm?"
Oh.
That was his question. And then when I heard that question, in my mind, I thanked Srila Prabhupada. And it's all because of you. So, when we follow the process properly of bhakti or any system of yoga under a particular guru, bona fide guru, change will come in us. Sometimes we will not see that change, but others will see. Like, when a small child is there, let's say 6-year-old boy, a 7-year-old boy, that person never realizes that I have grown in height. But when that person meets a relative who sees that child after 6 months and 8 months, then that person says, "Oh, you have become so tall," right? Likewise, when you follow the process, we will change, and people around us will say, "You have changed." So you follow the process nicely by being associated with ISKCON-like institute, under guidance, do your spiritual practices, and then change will come. And the change will come in such a manner, you yourself will be amazed. Am I that same very person? No, I don't look so. My old photograph does not match with the new photograph. No, I have changed. I have become different. That will be your experience. Fine.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Wish you all the best. And now, last question. Okay, hand up.
Prabhu, Realme, Prabhuji is asking again. I think
Realme's name is Rahul Ji. Yes,
Yeah.
Rahul Ji.
So this will be last question.
Please unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
सर मैंने ये चीज कृष्णा के भक्ति के बारे में मैंने जब सर्च किया तो मुझे पता चला कि जो हमारे जो बुरे कर्म होते हैं, जो भी हमने सिंस हमारे इस बर्थ में करे हो या पहले बर्थ में करे हो, कृष्णा हमारे पुराने जो बुरे कर्म है उनको काट देते हैं। और एक श्लोक भी मैंने ऐसा सुना है कि सर्वे पापेषु मोक्षयिष्यामि, मुझे पूरा एग्जैक्टली वो श्लोक याद नहीं है, बट क्या ऐसा वाकई में पॉसिबल है कि कृष्णा हमारे सारे बुरे कर्मों को, बुरे सिंस को लाइक एक झटके में माफ कर दे? इज इट रियली प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल? एंड अगर हाँ, तो उसका कोई रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल है जिसके साथ ऐसा हुआ हो?
भाई, लाइफ तो सबकी रियल ही होती है। किसकी लाइफ अनरियल होती है? एग्जाम्पल्स तो रियल ही होते हैं। अजामिल का एग्जाम्पल है ना श्रीमद् भागवतम में।
मेरा एग्जांपल जैसा आप मुझे दे सके, मुझे पता नहीं एग्जांपल, इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा था।
तो वो भी रियल पर्सन था अजामिल, जिसके सारे पाप भगवान ने क्षमा कर दिए। एक एग्जाम्पल में बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल है ऐसे। ठीक है, देखो पाप क्षमा करने का मतलब क्या है? ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड। हाँ, जब हम खुद समझ जाते हैं, व्हेन वी आवरसेल्व्स अंडरस्टैंड दैट आई हैव टू चेंज, तो जितनी भी हमने गलती की थी ना, उसके बदले में हमको जो दंड मिलना था, उस दंड का काम पूरा हो गया।
ओके,
इजंट इट? सफरिंग क्यों है, पनिशमेंट्स क्यों है? बिकॉज हम कुछ लेसन सीख नहीं रहे हैं। जब सीख जाएंगे उनका कोई पर्पस ही नहीं रहेगा। सिन क्यों है, पाप क्यों है? क्योंकि कुछ चीज हमें अभी तक समझे नहीं है। जब हम समझ जाएंगे फिर पाप कहाँ रहेगा, फिर आप पाप करोगे ही नहीं। राइट? Is that it? So we have to change our approach, then we will not do any more sinful activities. और जो भक्ति के कार्य हैं वो तो इतना पाप काट देते हैं कि उतना पाप हम कर भी नहीं सकते। आप गीता पढ़ोगे उससे आपको इतना लाभ मिल जाता है, भगवान का नाम लेते उससे इतना लाभ मिल जाता है। राइट? Isn't it? ठीक है, ओके। अभी एक और हाथ ऊपर उठ गया।
I think Prabhu, we should stop here, bro. It's almost
Yes.
10 and
It's 10 and
Yeah,
I
10.
will stop here. So thank you so much, everyone. I really enjoyed being with all of you. And I don't know how much you enjoyed being with me, but it was a good time. And thank you to Hare Krishna TV for organizing this show. Thank you so much. Thank you to Stuti ji also for taking out time for being with us and being a silent observer with so much of patience.
I may be
So-
appearing silent, Prabhuji, but I was absorbing everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Madhusudan Prabhu Ji, for actually taking out time and solving all the queries so calmly, so patiently, and so practically also. We hope to always be in touch with you and always be under such priceless guidance of yours and continue to live life by your words. Thank you so much, Prabhu Ji.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We also thank all our viewers for patiently joining, and we also apologize to all the viewers that we cannot look out for the questions for. We hope and we promise and we will, try to answer or at least, arrange a speaker to answer all your questions. Kindly be in touch with us. Please be in our association so that we can help each other enhance in this spiritual progress. Thank you so much.